Man, I have been busy. Stuff going on the bench. Got this one kind of in process, lacking an engine. Customer one out here, John Deere. So he called me and said he's got a problem with his mower. I've already looked at his mower quite a while ago. It's been running great. It's been running excellent. And all of a sudden it made a rapping noise and was running real bad. So I told him, bring it by and we'll have a look. So I pulled it's from the discussion, it sounded more like he had a valve train issue. So I pulled this rocker cover off first. Saw nothing in there. Pulled this rocker cover off. And I noticed the intake pushrod was bent. And I noticed the exhaust pushrod was missing. Couldn't see it. Looked down on the hole there and I couldn't see it. But I managed to look way down in the oil return hole, and I did find that one. So that's your intake, and it's aluminum. That's the exhaust, and it's a steel pushrod. But this was jammed way down the engine. I thought, oh great, it's got all mixed up in the blender in there, and it's going to be a disaster. But I managed to pull it out. I found no damage on it, so I don't think it actually got into the mixture. So, all right, well, I was just going to order a couple of push rods and throw them together, but I thought, you know what, that deserves a little bit of a closer look. So what I found was looking at the guides here, the valve guides. So that's the steel part that's pressed into the aluminum cylinder head that guides the valve, basically, so it doesn't flop around. So this one, you know, it might be hard for you guys to see. Maybe I get you a light. Yeah, it's pretty hard to see. Anyways, that one's sitting there where it needs to be. But this one here, see that? There you go. You can see how skinny the valve is here? You can see how narrow it is. This one here is very thick. Well, that's not actually a valve, that's the guide. The guide moved outwards from the cylinder head and jammed up underneath the valve retainer here. So when the rocker tried to rock, it couldn't push the valve down, so it bent the push rod and into a bow and went boink and popped right out of the lifter. Got jammed down in there. So, I mean, there's a couple of repairs that you can do, a couple of ways you can try and fix that. If it was my own machine, I probably would do one of those methods. This is a customer's machine. I like to fix them once and fix them right. So we got a new cylinder head. We got a kit. It's a dressed kit. It comes with everything. Take you for a little walk. There's the part numbers we're going to use. We're going to use these gaskets from Stens. I'm going to use this cylinder head kit. That's one of the push rods. So this is from John Deere, so it says LG on it, but the actual Briggs number, just get rid of the LG. 69981 and 69982. Yeah, that's that. So being a dressed head, dropping stuff on the floor. Well, there's our push rods. I already took them out of the package. There's our gaskets. It does come with a head gasket, a rocker cover gasket, an intake gasket, and what did I say? Head gasket, rocker cover, intake gasket, and exhaust gasket. And there's our cylinder head. Now, it comes complete but disassembled. The rockers came in this box here, so I just assembled them here. And that's it. It's going to be a direct bolt-on to replace the mangled one. You can see there that you can see the valves sticking up out of the guides instead of the guide being jammed all the way up underneath of a retainer here. All right, well, we'll get you in the stand, get some tools gathered. It's hot and humid today, but here I am working outside. I know, everybody's got their trials and tribulations. I did already have a coffee, so I'm set for that. I've got myself a little stool, maybe lift the front of the tractor up a little bit to get a better angle on it. make it easier to work on. And we'll dive in. Hopefully I can get this thing done before dark. All right, so we're working outside. We're gonna get a little background noise here and there from the traffic, but anyways, it is what it is. My hoist is full. I don't have room in the shop for it, so we're gonna try and make this a quick rip and zip. So I'm not gonna go way into detail on explaining what I'm doing, but I'm talking my way through it. So air filter off. Jettison that to the side for a bit. I've already got the two back bolts loose on the top cover because they're a bit harder to get to, so I did them with a ratchet. You don't always have to pull these all the way out. Sometimes the cover will sneak out from under them, which is the case with this one. Oh, gotta get the top screen off. So the side ones are 3/8, these ones are 5/16. Screen off to the side. So we lift that out of there. There we go, just slides right off. Now he did say he found a mouse nest in there at one point. I'm not sure where that was. Could have been on the cylinder head, in which case that would have contributed. Overheating that head will make the aluminum expand faster than the steel items like valve guides, valve seats. They can actually walk right out of the cylinder head. They'll pop right out and go for a ride on the valve. That can happen. It has happened. We gotta get our intake bolts out loose here. Okay. Back to the 3/8. That's out. The other one is way under, but sometimes you get it with a torque screwdriver. There we go. There's that. We do have a new intake gasket in the kit. So those two intake bolts are out. Let's get this out of the way. It's going to need to be transferred over to the new head anyways. Well, I'm not going to take it all off. Should be able to sneak the head out from underneath that. Likely. What do we got holding it on anyways? Well, we got this one. Get the plug wire out of the way. Gotta be another one. Just where are you? Well, it's way underneath. So what we're going to do is strategically adjust that, like so. There's a little mouse nest in there. That's grass. So it's adjusted out of the way enough that we can get the head off anyways. Yeah. We got to get under there. There's two bolts hold that exhaust pipe on, and they are no, they're hex. I'm going to take this shield off to get a little better access. Well, not with that, I'm not. For some reason, that's 10 millimeter, not 3/8. Of course. So I'll grab the 10. I'll also grab a 1/2 inch here. The other gun. And probably, I'm not sure what size that hex is yet, but we'll figure it out. Another bolt here we got to get off anyways. For the front throttle plate. That's out. That was easy. That's nice and loose now. There's a screw that holds this plate in, but we don't need to take that out because it's actually in the block. The cylinder head gasket splits that this side of it, so we'll just leave that. It holds the ground for your fuel solenoid. Okay, so I need to get a 10, and the 1/2 inch and the little 3/8 impact gun. Okay. Okay, got some more tools gathered here. Some stuff. Swap out that for the 10. Hopefully get the shield out of the way easily. Oh yeah. Almost like it's supposed to come off. To the side. Now. What did I say? 3/16 I was guessing? Nope, I guessed wrong. It is a hex. 7/32. That would have been my second guess. And it would have been wrong as well. Might actually be metric. I don't know. Well, that seems to fit better. Can't get a power tool in there. One's out. The other one is a bit more difficult to get to. It's hiding down the back. I mean, I could. Actually, these pipes are loose. I could probably just slide the cylinder head out with the exhaust pipe attached to it. Bolt's coming out okay. Yeah, so these pipes just kind of push into the top of the muffler. They will just slide right out. There's tight quarters in there. It's working. It's a little slow. Other than this problem, this machine has been really good for the customer. He purchased it well used, and I did a once over on it. I checked it all out and did belts and bearings and blades and tuned up and stuff like that. I think I put a coil in this one. He had 2 machines anyways, and I put a coil on one of them. It might have been this one. These don't look that old. So this gasket is going to get replaced because we have a new one. And it looks like we might be fine to take that head off now. Let's get the impact gun and try it. Is it 5? I don't see any more. Just doing a double check. That's loose too. That's not supposed to be loose. The rocker is, but the actual part that mounts it, that's not supposed to be loose. I don't see any more. Let me get a mallet. I checked that torque chart. There's only 5 anyways, so there we go. It's cracked. There's our cylinder head off. Some rubbish there. Little dirty, not crazy, but a little dirty. The only thing we're going to reuse out of this is going to be that fresh-ish spark plug. And the bolts. That's it. So at this point, I'm going to just clean up this gasket surface there. Make sure our dowels stay in. Sometimes they migrate. Clean up the gasket surface and get the other head set on there. New head. All right, so got the new, I got the gasket surface cleaned up. New head gasket on there. This intake gasket's adhesive, which is pretty cool. Makes it easy to keep her stuck in place. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try putting the exhaust pipe on first. Worst comes to worst, I'll have to take it off again. I don't care. Well, that's the way it was. Let's get our new gasket situated-ish. Drop the bolt. Get that started. Get the other bolt. Get our gasket lined up there. It might be easier. I don't know if it'll wiggle in or what's going to happen. But I guess we're all going to find out if I'm a smart guy or a dummy. Those of you that already know if this is going to work are saying, don't do that. It never works. You can't wiggle it in there right. There's others of you that have never seen this done and think, I don't know, maybe it'll work. Let's roll the dice. Now, it wasn't stupid tight anyways, and it is threaded in aluminum, so we're going to snug her up good. But we're not going to go stupid gorilla tight. That's probably tight enough. Get the crap out of the way. So that's the position that we want. Let's get one of these bolts. See what happens. I'll just throw that there for now. It's in the way. Oh. We got a winner. Have we got a winner? Maybe. Well, that's not the plan. I was actually down too far. I'm just working against tension of the intake manifold a little bit and the exhaust pipe, and it's almost there. Seeing as I can't see the bottom dowel. There's not that throttle bracket too. Maybe some light persuasion. No. Just trying to get it to move over just a little. Well, I think the exhaust pipe is boogering me up. It does have to move over a little. Well, let's loosen the intake on this side. Just loosen. See if we can get a little bit of flex out of it. Maybe. We're gonna try it. Top dowel is so close. There you go. Top dowel is damn near on. Yes, I know. It's the exhaust pipe. There's too much pressure from too many different things. Now the top is in. Okay, enough farting around with it. Let's loosen the exhaust pipe. Might just give us the flex we need. I don't know. I'm trying new things. I've done it before, but I don't do it often. Okay, well, that's looser. Okay, so you guys that were saying I'm a dummy, you were right. That went on so much easier. Now we know for next time. At least I know I can get the exhaust bolts started. If they're started, it just makes it easier to get stuff in there. Some torque specs on these, rumor has it, is 220 inch-pounds. For those of you guys that don't have an inch-pound torque wrench, if you take 220 and divide it by 12, that'll give you the foot-pounds. But typically a foot-pound torque wrench starts off at, what is an average standard one, starts off at about 25 foot-pounds. So I'm not going to tighten them with this, I'm just running them down. Well, that all appears to be on. So before I tighten this, I'm going to torque that. I pre-assembled these. The torque specs on this is 100 inch-pounds. I pre-assembled them because you can get the push rod in the lifter and then just push down on the valve, and it'll allow you to sneak the push rod in. We got to adjust them after, anyways. But I know the piston is already way down, which is good, because I can push the valve down by hand and get the push rod in there. Okay, so let me get my torque specs and we'll get that tightened up. Okay, so that's the, there you go. Pause that if you need it. That's the torque sequence. So it says 220 is your final torque, so I'm going to run her down to 110 first. $110, there we go. So 1 is here, 2 is down here. I can read the instructions, they're in plain Crayola right here. 3, 4, 5. Now let's give her to 220. Give her everything. And 220. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. That's just checking again. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Perfect. And relax the torque wrench so it doesn't go out of calibration immediately. There, that's backed off. All right. Snug these bolts up now. Yeah, that's definitely the smart way to do it. Put it on, but leave it loose. That's those. Now, which were the intake bolts again? I don't know. I just threw everything on the floor. These ones? No. No, those are the guide ones, and the here, gotta be the long ones. Well, again, dummy. It's got Torx in it, so should be easy to figure out. That one and that one. We can run them down with a gun, but I'm going to torque them with this. Just tighten them by hand. That just makes it faster. This one here was a screws and driver. There we go. There's that one. That one. That one. One more. And that one. Oh, there goes the paper. Oh, there's your torque specs. Oh. If you guys need torque specs for the 40,000 series and the 44,000 series, Briggs. I know it's a little blurry, but it is what it is. You can use those. Don't need it right now. Okay. A little grass out of there. Not much, just a little bit of grass. Perfect. Let's get this back adjusted properly. Somewhat. This one was in here. That's one of the cover bolts. Squeak, squeak, squeak. And I don't remember where all this stuff went. One here. And one in the throttle bracket. Oh, that might have been why it was fighting me. It's in the wrong spot. Oh, now it's perfect. It's exactly where it needs to be. That one there. Looks like I might get it done before dark. Definitely not going to get it done before supper. That's good. That's good. Okay, so like I said, we know that the piston is down. I'm gonna get the push rods and pop them in there now. One steel and one aluminum. Aluminum one is up on the top in the intake. Steel one's on the bottom in the exhaust. So I might gotta kneel down a little bit there and see. Make sure it gets into the lifter. Where am I gonna put you? Right there. Okay, she's seated in the lifter. And we're obviously going to have to adjust these, but I can just push that down and just sneak it in there and it'll hold it for me. Do the same with the intake. It's in the lifter bore. Just sneak it in. There we are. It's still loose. That'll be fine. These are already torqued. That's fine. At this point, I'm going to slowly roll the engine over. Still got a spark plug on the other side, so it'll have a little bit of resistance for me, but we want to see one of the valves close all the way, or sorry, open all the way. Top of his travel. So we know that this one is going to be as loose as it's going to get. I mean, it's loose, but it's not stupid loose. Okay. Oh, tripping over stuff. I don't remember what that is, guys. Is that a 13 or a 14 mil? I don't know. Let's bring both. Let's bring a feeler blade too. Spec is 4 to 6 thousandths of an inch on a stone cold engine. How many times am I going to kick that shield? Is it a 13? 13 will do. It wasn't tight anyways, because you know they know you got to adjust it. So we're going to back that way off. Oh yeah, you could pretty well park a whole, at least a soft tail sized Harley in there. Maybe not a bagger, but at least a soft tail sized one. A little loose. I know there's a Torx head on this thing. Will this fit? No. No, it will not. We gotta get it pretty close anyways. That's a little snug. A little bit of trial and error. That's fine. I'm okay with that. What I'm doing is I'm holding the adjuster part and tightening and loosening the locking part. Yep. We're playing the game now. Is it too loose or too tight? Oh, that's perfect right there. Just a slight drag. Okay. Roll her around till this one goes all the way down. That's all the way down. Now this one can be adjusted. Yes, loose. Maybe a little bit tighter. I'm happy with that. Make sure they're both snug. Valves are set. That's nice. I'm okay with that. Let's get our shield back on there. A little heat shield. Those were 10 millimeter. Yep. We can get our valve covers on there now. Transfer our spark plug. Well, I'm going to clean up the valve covers because they got some bit of a mess in them. So I'm going to clean up the valve covers and new gaskets, and we're going to pop them on there. But I'm going to clean them off camera, so we'll be back in a sec. Well, I got the text telling me supper's ready, but we got it together. Valve covers are on, new gaskets. I didn't check that side. I felt them. They felt okay. And I just basically in February, it was July now, in February I set these valves, so it should be just fine. Doesn't have the hours on it yet. Transfer the plug, just give it a clean up, make sure the gap is good. Air filter's back in and everything. Should do a quick oil level check. That's good. It's got some in it. So what do you think? Should we get her going? I think you gotta brake it. Okay. Choke it. Throttle. Ready? Wow, this machine runs really nice, actually. Super smooth. Beautiful. I like it. Where are you looking here? Up in the sky? In the dark? That's better. Thanks for joining me in this video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Quick cylinder head job because of the valve guide migrated. Yeah, customer will be happy. He'll be cutting his grass this Friday. If you do subscribe, don't forget to dingle that bell icon. It'll notify you when I upload new videos. And until the next one, take care.